The second key factor that is the correct lane to drive. If you want to turn left, you need always adopt left lane to turn. You need to control your speed steady and always turn into the closest lanes. If there are three lanes on the main road, you need to shift your lane to the middle automatically. During the exam, the evaluator only give you the direction of where to turn and where to stop. They won't tell you where to change your lanes. Let's take a look at it from the inside perspective of the car. We turn into the closest lane, drive around 10 meters, and shift to the middle of the lane automatically. When you decide to change the lane, make sure that you don't have the priority. You need to leave enough safety space. We need to signal, observe the rear mirror, the side mirror, and blind spot before we go. If there are cars coming from the back in a fast speed, yell the way to them. The fourth point, that is traffic light. Generally speaking, in Canada, there are two groups of traffic signals. The green arrow allows you to pass, but make sure you know that only the arrow points the direction that allows you to pass. If the arrow points turning right, that means you cannot go straight at this moment. Sometimes the arrow to the different directions, they lie together. Make sure you can drive only to direction they allowed you to go. For the other directions, just stop there and wait. The other group, that is the roundabouts. The red we stop, the yellow we stop if it is possible. The green, that is to go. There is no directions for roundabouts. However, in this moment, if you want to turn left, you need to be sure that is no cars that coming from the opposite direction that is going straight, because they usually have the priority. Unless that your round green light you keep on flashing, that means you have the largest priority in this intersection, that you choose to go any direction to go, and the other directions they are all in red light. The fifth point, speed control. You need to always drive near the speed limit, not over it. On the main road, when the speed limit is 50, we need to control our speed between 45 to 51, 52. In the residential area, we need to control our speed around 40 as regulated. There are some 30 speed limit near the parks and schools. Of course, you cannot drive too slow during the exam. That means you have no confidence to drive. You will block the way of the others. The evaluator won't give you the permit by doing this. Also, in your driving, you need to consider the problem for safety margin. You need to keep a safety space towards the car in front of you, beside you, and also to the sidewalk. For example, in a road like this, you need to drive closer to the yellow line in the middle rather than in the middle of your own lane in order to leave enough space for the passengers and the bicycles. I take an example of the safety margin in the case of the yield sign. As you approach the turning, first you need to slow down your car as much as you can and take a look at the other direction. If there are cars coming, you need to totally stop the car and yield away for the enough safety margin. Finally, we talk about the reverse parking and the parallel parking during the exam. One of the parking tests you're going to take in the exam, that is the reverse parking. When you drive into the parking lot, then make sure that your car is moving on the right side of the road. Usually in the corridor of the parking lot, there are two lanes. You cannot take the opposite direction. And the other thing, you need to make sure that your car leaves at least 1 meter against the car that park side of the road. And signal before you go. Usually you are going to park the right hand side of the road. You need to signal right. And drive your car straight forward. If you want to park in the first position, you need to align your shoulder to the third position you're going to park. Change your gear to reverse. Look around before you go. Turn your steering wheel to the right hand side. Look the back window and gradually release the brake and make the car removing backward until the car that is totally turned into the position. Straight the steering wheel, look back, and continue to back the car towards the position. That is really simple operation. Another parking practice you are going to test, that is parallel parking. You are going to park the car between the two cars side of the road. Usually you have enough space to do that, so you don't have to worry about that. But make sure that you leave enough space before you park. You signal and tell the others you're going to park. You signal right and gradually move your car towards the car in front. Leave less than 1 meter between these two cars. Change your gear to reverse. Look around before you go. And turn your steering wheel one circle to the right side. And gradually release the brake. Slowly back up. And when it's 45-degree tilted, and stop the car, turn the steering wheel to the left-hand side. Gradually release the brake until the car back into the position. Change the gear to front to drive and move forward a little bit. That is the parallel parking practice. Okay, guys, it's pretty simple to pass the road test if you prepare it well.